cannot tell you guys how many times I went undiagnosed for something simply because I was told it's your period. I was urinating blood for 10 years. I was told I was making it up in my mind. They were going to diagnose me as a psychological patient if I kept going back to see them for me seeing blood in my urine. 10 years later, I finally get a diagnosis. I always check my blood work. I always check my lab work. I was like, hey, I have a history of blood in my urine. Blood's in my urine again. So what are we going to do about this? And the first thing the doctor says is, well, it's only a concern if she's not on her period. I didn't have a period because I was on medication for endometriosis, which completely stopped my period. So yeah, it's a problem. It took me over 10 years to get an endometriosis diagnosis. It took over 10 years to get an endometriosis diagnosis because I was being told that my period was just heavy and I was being too sensitive. I have a low tolerance for pain. Every woman's period's this bad. It took over 10 years to get a diagnosis for endometriosis. Last year when I was in the hospital, I was told that I needed to take medication and work out because that's the only way the medication will work. But I couldn't work out. I couldn't lose weight because I couldn't see. I was walking around like I was drunk because of a brain condition that I had. And I was being told that if I just kept taking the medication and I found a will and I found a way to lose weight so that the medication would work properly, I would be fine. And then I had to have 3 brain surgeries because 2 veins in my brain collapsed. You heard what I said. My brain surgeon from last year, I thanked him, sobbing, thanking him for caring. He said all it takes is for one doctor to give a shit. That's all it takes. It's for one doctor to give a shit. So shout out to my OBGYN from Colorado and my OBGYN here. Shout out to my brain surgeon here. Shout out to my kidney nephrologist here. And by here, I mean Texas. The rest of y'all,